Sandra Henderson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name for the record?
My name is Cassandra Henderson.
Okay, Ms. Henderson, you were arrested and charged with trespass on property after warning. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Your Honor, we did receive an offer, if I could just relay it to her really quick.
Okay.
Ms. Henderson, so if you want to get out of custody today, the offer is a conviction, court costs, credit time served, no return to that address, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to resolve it today?
Yes.
Okay, you know what no contest means? You just want to resolve the case, okay? Have you seen a plea form before?
What kind of form?
A plea form? Have you seen one of these before? Okay, so basically, we're going to be entering a no contest plea. If you're not a United States citizen, you could be sent to deportation, have 30 days to appeal, and if you're on probation at the time, you'll be following probation. You understand everything? Okay, you can sign right here. Just remember, don't go back to business, okay? Your Honor, she'll be entering into a no contest plea of adjudication of guilt, court costs, credit time served, and no return to the address or no contact with the residents of that address.
All right. Ma'am, have you read through a plea form previously, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
I didn't hear you.
Have you read through a plea form previously, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
No, I didn't.
You've never seen a plea form before?
No, I haven't.
You have a right to take your criminal case to trial and have the state prove by admissible evidence beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury that you committed the crime that you're charged with, and that by entering into this plea, you're waiving that trial right and making a deal with the state or with the court. You're also waiving your right to appeal all matters except the legality of the sentence and the court's authority to hear the case. If you're currently on probation, a new law violation will violate your probation. If you are not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation. Do you understand these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and ma'am, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
I kind of feel like I want to be.
I'm sorry, what?
I got scraped, my arm.
Okay, are you thinking clearly? That's what I'm trying to find out. Thank you. All right, and how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass?
No content.
Okay, I'll accept your no contest plea, and I will adjudicate you guilty, order that you not return to the scene, that you have no contact with the residents of the home. I'll give you credit for the time that you've already served here in the Orange County Jail. I will release you as to this charge. I'm ordering court costs. Ma'am, do you have a stable home when you get released?
Actually not.
No? Okay, then I will reduce those costs to a civil judgment. That means you owe the money, but you're not on a schedule to pay it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court, okay? Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Pedro Javier Soto Peña. Is that you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning. Sir, you were arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a motor vehicle. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause in this matter. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Okay. And sir, at this time, I will set a bond for you. How long have you lived in the Orlando area?
Well, I just moved like 3 days ago back to my mother's house, but I live in Kissimmee.
Okay. In this general area, how long have you lived in this area, Central Florida?
Well, about 15 years.
Okay, all right. Sir, then, given your ties to the community, I am going to set bond in the amount of $5,000. That's considerably less than what I was thinking before. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Special conditions of your bond are that you have no contact with the named victim in the case. All right. Any other conditions, State?
My belongings.
Since this is a motor vehicle, I don't really think no weapons would make much of a difference, but that's all I can think of.
No.
Yeah, Your Honor, we'll ask for a one-time return to the address.
Okay, one-time return to the address to obtain your property, and that's to be accompanied by police, so they make sure everything's fine while you're doing that, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor.
That's her. Oh, you need, I didn't sign. Of course, there's a reason you gave it. I'm not just playing keep away. All right. Good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Damon Willingham, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, you were arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a motor vehicle as well as battery, domestic violence. Judge Morency reviewed this and did find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And if we could swear the woman in the box.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Please state your name for the record.
Lysandra Things.
Okay. And ma'am, what's your relationship to this man?
That's my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend? Okay. State, do you have any inquiry?
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly. Thank you for being here. Are you seeking contact with Mr. Willingham?
Yes.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
Do you two reside together?
Yes.
Are you wishing to continue living together?
Yes.
And if something like this were to happen in the future, would you be willing and able to call 911?
I feel like nothing will. I feel like today is a life lesson, so I feel like nothing like will ever happen again.
Okay. No further questions from the state.
Okay.
I just want to say something.
All right. I will set a bond in this case in the amount of $5,000 on count one, aggravated assault with a motor vehicle. On the battery case, I'll set a bond of $500. Special conditions of the bond are no hostile contact. I'm modifying the conditions that Judge Sanders Morency put in place. So it's no hostile contact, possess no weapons. What are
Your
her
Honor,
other-
will you repeat the bond amount for the aggravated assault?
Aggravated assault, $5,000. Battery, $500.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
that night, I honestly did not want to press charges. I did it out of anger. So some of the things on the paper that I wrote was not true. It was out of anger.
Your Honor, defense will ask if you can lower the count one bond. I understand you did lower it, but if you could do 4,000, he only has $400 cash to post bond. So with the 10%, he'll be able to do 400.
Okay. On the aggravated assault, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $2,500 and keep the 500 on the battery. So for a total of 3,000. Special conditions are that you have no hostile contact, that you possess no weapons. Trying to see what the other ones were. Of course, I can't get to that page. All right. And those are the conditions. Judge Sanders Morency had put no contact with the victim, maintain separate residence. I'm going to strike those conditions. It's just going to be no hostile contact. I mean, sir, if you're feeling angry,
No, ma'am, I'm not
It-
feeling
no,
angry.
if you're feeling angry, it's your job to walk away, okay? If you're in a fight with her, you need to just remove yourself from the situation. Go take a walk, cool down, okay? I don't have any jurisdiction over her. I have jurisdiction over you, all right? That's all. You have a question? You may want to ask your attorney.
What if it's not fight? What if it's?
Yes.
That's all I
You
have.
are, be safe.
All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Nejat Arslanır.
Okay, sir, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause in this matter. I will appoint the public defender temporarily just for this purposes, but you do not qualify for the services of the public defender. But while you're in jail, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you for this matter. Let's swear her in.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Sorry?
Your name?
Aylin Sivri Arslanır.
Okay. State, do you have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Are you wishing to have contact with your husband?
Yes?
Are you afraid of him?
No?
Was there alcohol involved in this incident?
No?
And if something like this were to happen again, would you be willing and able to call 911?
Yes. But I'm sure he doesn't do anything because he is nice guy. And may I say something?
That's up to the judge.
Yes.
I have no further questions.
No? Okay.
You want to say something, go ahead.
Actually, I didn't. Actually, my English is not good enough, but I'm trying my best. I did not mean to put him in a jail, but I want him to scare and maybe give a lesson. But I'm very upset to myself to put him in a jail because he is nice dad and nice person. But at that time also I was angry, and this is why everything happened. I'm so sorry. I'm so sad.
Okay. All right. Sir, you qualify for pretrial release, which is basically you don't have to put any money up to get out of jail, all right? So I'm going to release you on pretrial release. I'm going to order as a condition of your release that you have no hostile contact with your wife. Okay, you can have contact, but if you start feeling angry, you need to go walk away, all right? Go take a walk, remove yourself from the situation. Possess no weapons, and was DCF contacted in this matter? Because they do have children. Well, if DCF is putting a plan in place, you have to comply with that plan. Okay, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and sir, since you're being released, I'm not appointing the public defender if you're going to have to hire your own attorney, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sir, could you tell me your name?
Bradley Birch.
Okay, Mr. Birch, you were arrested and charged with battery,
Yes, ma'am.
a first-degree misdemeanor. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause in this matter. Has to do with your sister, it looks like. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Are there-
Um,
There was no physical altercation.
Okay. Anyway, I will appoint the public defender to represent you, and I'm going to set a bond.
ma'am.
Actually, no, you qualify for PTR, pretrial release, meaning you don't have to post money,
Ooh.
okay? But you're on a conditional release. One of the conditions is that you have no hostile contact with the named victim in the case,
No.
that you, actually, she's not here. So for the time being, it's no contact, sir.
Okay.
You need to maintain a separate residence. You can return once to obtain your property. I have no objection to these conditions being modified by a future judge, but since we have limited input at this point, this is what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay, also that you possess no weapons. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor, that covers it.
Okay,
What if I have a concealed weapons permit? I can't have my pistol?
Nope.
not right now. Doesn't matter, that doesn't trump the fact that I'm saying you can have no weapons right now,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? That can be reinstated later on, but for the,
My concealed weapons permit is canceled as of now?
it's not canceled, sir. I'm just saying, just because you have a concealed weapons permit does not mean that you can possess a weapon when you
ma'am.
have a court order in place
Yes, ma'am.
as a condition of you being out on release saying no weapons.
Yes, ma'am.
So conceal them, leave them home,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? You don't have them anymore,
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right? Thank you. Yeah. And sir, violating that condition would be a good way of losing your concealed weapons permit. so. All right, good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Eileen Castellero.
Okay, ma'am, you were arrested and charged with battery, dating violence. And I have reviewed this. I do find there to be probable cause in this matter. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
She qualifies for PTR, so the state would be asking for that.
Okay, ma'am, I will release you on PTR with the following conditions. That you are to have no contact with the named victim in this case. Did you all reside together?
They do.
You do?
Your Honor, in the affidavit, he did state that he did not want to prosecute or he will not come to testify. Would you be willing to do no hostile contact?
Not without any input here today.
Okay.
So that can be modified by a future judge, but not right now. You're to maintain separate residences. You can return once. Well, is the residence in your name or his name or both?
His name, but he lives here and in New Jersey, so he's actually flying back to New Jersey on Monday. But I'll have all my stuff for work and everything there at the house.
Okay. Well, you are to maintain a separate residence, okay? However that works, that you all are not residing together, whether he leaves or whether you leave. But if it's his residence, then you would be the one that would be leaving. Do you understand? Okay. Anyway, no contact and maintain separate residence, possess no weapons. Okay? That's all. All right. Ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Miosoti Delgado.
Hey, Ms. Delgado. You were arrested and charged with battery, a first-degree misdemeanor. Okay, having to do with your husband. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You qualify for PTR, so I will release you on PTR, which means it doesn't require any money to get out. Conditions of your PTR. We have no input for the time being. It's going to be no contact, maintain a separate residence, possess no weapons. You can return once to the property to, accompanied by police to get your property. Anything else, State?
They do have a child, so we would just ask that she comply with any DCF plan if that is to be put in place.
Okay, comply with any DCF plan that's put in place, okay? Thank you. Sir, could you tell me your name?
Matthew Hamilton.
Hey, Mr. Hamilton, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence. The alleged victim is your mother. Probable cause was determined by Judge Karsten. And I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And sir, I'm going to set a bond in the amount of $500 with special conditions of the bond. That you are to have no contact with the named victim, you maintain a separate residence, possess no weapons. Anything else? State.
Defense, does he need a one-time return?
Yes.
One-time return accompanied by law enforcement to get your property. But for the time being, you're not living there. Okay. This one and this one. Okay. Okay, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
I don't know nothing, but my name Florville Lorston, though.
Okay, Mr.
I'm
Lorston.
getting confused.
Excuse me?
I'm getting confused.
You're confused. Okay.
I don't know nothing.
Sir, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause.
I don't know nothing.
This has to do with your stepson, I believe. No, your stepfather? Well, you're 39 and he's 64, so your stepfather. And, okay. I'm appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm setting a bond in the amount of $500 with special condition that you maintain a separate residence, that you have no contact with the named victim, you possess no weapons. Anything else, State? 500?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Okay.
Can you have a one-time return, Your Honor?
One-time return to obtain your property, and that's to be accompanied by police. Okay. Thank you. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Rhiannon Nettles.
Okay, Ms. Nettles, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence on your uncle, who appears to be here. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And let's swear in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Joseph Fenwick.
Okay, State, do you have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Are you seeking to have contact with Miss Nettles?
No.
Are you afraid of her?
Yes, I am.
And do you two reside in the same home?
Well, mainly is I'm trying to take care of my 88-year-old mom, and she's living in the house, and she's just causing more disturbances than, and then last night she attacked me for no reason. And she thinks that she does all the work at the house, and that's just delusional, because I do all the house, I do all the work. I take care of my mom 24/7, and she tries to help out, but she doesn't succeed.
So you live at the home?
I live at the home, yes.
Okay. No further questions from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. Special conditions of the bond are that you maintain a separate residence, that you have no contact with your uncle, that you can have a one-time return to collect your property, but you're going to go live somewhere else at this time. And that'll be accompanied by police to go back there. And also that you possess no weapons. And that is all.
Your Honor, would you be willing to do ROR? She doesn't qualify for PTR, but she doesn't have any criminal history, and she has community ties. She can't afford a bond.
How long have you lived in this area?
I've lived in Orlando my whole life.
Okay. I will release you on your own recognizance, but those conditions still apply, ma'am. So any violation of those conditions, that'll be revoked, okay? Thank you.
Thank you for being here, sir.
All right. Good morning.
Morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Sir, could you tell me your name?
Neva Perez Arroyo.
Okay, sir, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence, a first-degree misdemeanor. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause in this matter. I will, well, actually, you do not qualify for the services of the public defender. I will appoint them for today's purposes only, okay? So she can help you out today. So, and we have somebody in the witness box.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Radosveta Semyonova Buzilov.
State, any questions?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Are you seeking contact with Mr. Perez Arroyo?
Yes.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
Was there any alcohol involved in this incident?
No.
And if something like this were to happen again, would you be willing and able to call 911?
Yeah, but we didn't, nobody called, it was the neighbor.
Do you two live together?
Yes.
And do you wish to continue living together?
Sure, yes.
No further questions.
What was the answer to the last question?
Yes, and yes, they would like to continue. She would like to continue living with him.
All right. Sir, I will set bond in the amount of $500. Special conditions of the bond are that you have no hostile contact with the named victim in the case, that you possess no weapons. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. That is all. Thank you.
Can you repeat? He qualified for PTR. Did you do PTR or bond?
He did not qualify
I'm sorry,
for
my
PTR.
paper.
No.
Okay, so that was a 500.
$500 bond, no hostile contact, no
No.
weapons.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Jared Persons.
Okay, Mr. Persons, you were arrested and charged with battery, dating violence, a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail, up to a year probation, up to a $1,000 fine. I did review this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. We have somebody in the witness box.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Monica Romo.
Good morning. Are you seeking contact with Mr. Persons?
No.
Are you afraid of him?
Sometimes.
Do you two live together?
Yes.
Are you the person on the lease?
Both
or
of our names are on.
Both of your names are on the lease? And do you intend to continue residing at that residence?
I want to stay, but I
Okay.
don't want to live with him.
Okay. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, you do qualify for pretrial release. You don't have to put any money up to get out, but there are conditions of that release. Special condition of the release is that you maintain a separate residence whatever her name is, I'm sorry. It's in here somewhere. So you maintain a separate residence. You can return to the residence once to obtain your property, and that's to be accompanied by police officers. You are to have no contact with her, and as well as you are to possess no weapons as a condition of your release, okay? I did appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Stay in contact with them, sir.
Thank you for being
PTR,
here.
PTR with conditions. All right. Sir, could you tell me your name?
Roderick Bartha.
Okay, Mr. Barther, you were arrested and charged with possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. I have reviewed these. I do find probable cause for both of those charges, and on the possession of fentanyl, I will set your bond in the amount of $1,000. The possession of drug paraphernalia in the amount of $100. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and sir, you currently have warrants that have been served for failing to appear on some felony cases, possession of controlled substance, as well as possession of drug paraphernalia in Division 10. That judge set you at no bond, so I will stay the no bond status. You can take that before that judge to dispute that. I will appoint the public defender. Okay.
The attorneys will reach out to you to file a bond motion. Good.
All done?
Yeah, you done.
All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Ramondo Callens.
Okay, Mr. Callens, you are here on a failure to appear warrant out of Division 22, and the judge there set this at no bond. It's for a grand theft third degree case where you failed to appear for a management conference last week or so. So I'm going to stay the no bond status. On that matter, you also have a charge of resisting an officer without violence. And I have reviewed this, and I do find probable cause, and I'll set bond in the amount of $500 on that charge and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you already have the public defender on the grand theft? Okay, thought so. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Carl Willie.
Okay, Mr. Carr. You have a new charge of burglary of a conveyance. And I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause on the burglary of a conveyance. And I will set your bond in the amount of $1,500. And I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Special conditions of that bond are that you not return to 1877 Bethel Lane and that you have no contact with the named victim in the case. Okay, that's for the new charge. Then also you have warrants for failure to appear on some 2020 cases, a burglary of a conveyance as well as a petty theft. And the judge in Division 22 set your bond on the burglary of conveyance at $2,500 and the petty theft at $100. I will stay those bond amounts, sir. Okay. That is all. Ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Kashmir Carthers.
Okay, Ms. Carthers. You were arrested and charged with battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer with violence. Both are third-degree felonies. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. And I will set bond in the amount of $1,000 on the battery on a law enforcement officer, $1,000 on the resisting with violence, for a total of $2,000. And I will appoint the public defender to represent you. All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Aaliyah Cotto.
Okay, Ms. Cotto. You were arrested and charged with possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will,
I'm so sorry. She's bonding.
she's bonded?
Yeah, you don't have to.
I don't have to do anything. Okay. You're already bonded, so.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else bonded? Okay. Okay, ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Zara Dow.
Okay, Ms. Dow, you were arrested and charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle, a third-degree felony, as well as driving while license suspended or revoked, which is a misdemeanor. I have reviewed these, and I do find probable cause. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, ma'am, and I will stay the bond amounts of, and the grand theft third degree, $1,000, and the driving while license suspended, $100.
Yana, would you be willing to RR her on the duelist? She only can afford a $100 bond. And either way you said it, it won't.
How much?
You said you can afford $100?
Yes, ma'am.
Looking at her priors, no, I'm not willing to do that. So, just be another $10. And she's on state probation. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Okay, so I can run out?
Yeah, $200.
Okay, thank you.
Surety.
Goodness. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Jose Feliciano.
Okay, Mr. Feliciano, you were arrested and charged with trafficking in fentanyl of 4 grams or more, a first-degree felony, and also with possession of cocaine with intent to distribute, a second-degree felony, possession of fentanyl, a third-degree felony, possession of cocaine, a third-degree felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a first-degree misdemeanor. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause on all of the counts. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, sir. And on the trafficking in fentanyl, I will stay the bond at $100,000, and I'll stay all the bonds as listed here. Possession of cocaine, 150, I'm sorry, possession with intent, 150, fentanyl, 150, possession of cocaine, 150, and drug paraphernalia, 100. Okay.
That's the bond.
I may have given you Mr. Hardy's sheet too. No. He bonded?
Oh, I don't know. You have to ask him. I'm not sure.
He probably did. Did John Hardy bond?
How much can you afford?
No. I'm sure I do, I just don't know where it is. Hardy,
Afford,
it's the co-defendant of Feliciano,
because it's 10%.
this guy. Sorry.
2202-4254.
But
He bonded.
Change the bond.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Rashawn Hendren.
Okay, Mr. Hendren. You are here on a failure to appear warrant. You were set for a status hearing on August 16th of 2021. You failed to appear. And the judge in that matter has set bonds in the amount of $3,000 on the grand theft and $1,000 each on 2 counts of fraudulent use of a credit card. I will stay those bond amounts. Does he already have the public defender? You already have a private attorney. So I'm just going to stay those bond amounts, sir. That's all.
I got you.
All right.
You. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Michael Hernandez.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez, you have a charge of uttering a forged check, a third-degree felony. And this is from Chase Bank on Curry Ford Road. Yesterday, I did review this. I do find probable cause in this matter. And I will stay the bond of $1,000 on this charge. You're currently out on bond on a grand theft charge, 2022 CF 2110 out of Osceola. I'm going to revoke that bond and set a new bond of amount of $5,000 on that. And I will appoint the public, actually no. According to this, you do not qualify for the public defender, so you're to get your own attorney.
He has a private, Your Honor, for the Osceola case. Would you be willing to just stay his bond? No information is filed on that case.
Okay, I'll stay as bond.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Jason Holland.
Okay, Mr. Holland, you were arrested and charged with possession of methamphetamine as well as possession of drug paraphernalia. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause on each of these charges. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You do qualify for PTR, meaning you don't have to post money to get out. I am ordering that you stay in I'm appointing the public defender. I'm ordering that you stay in contact with your attorney, okay? And anything else, State?
Can we have random urinalysis through PTR?
Yes, random urinalysis during PTR, okay? Take care of yourself, sir.
What's your name? Okay, I'll check. Okay.
Okay. Sir?
Tyrese Marshall, he refused.
He refused? Okay. On Tyrese Marshall, he's charged with grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle. I find probable cause. I'll stay the $3,500 bond. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him.
We'll waive.
Thank you. Okay. You Jerry Magruder?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are you today, sir?
Well, high blood pressure and it's a misunderstanding. I'm doing pretty good. God is magnificent.
All right. Sir, you were arrested and charged with possession of MDMA, ecstasy. I've reviewed this, actually, No, Judge Duckworth reviewed this. He found probable cause and set your bond at $1,000. Let's see. I will stay your bond at $1,000, appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And that is all. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Alan Brian Miller.
Hey, Mr. Miller. You were arrested on a failure to appear warrant, charges possession of cocaine. You failed to appear for a case management conference in February. And the judge set you at no bond. I'll stay the no bond status. Is he already represented? Okay, he already has an attorney, so you're going to have to go before that judge, sir. Okay. Right, Ramos Oppenheimer.
She refused.
Okay. She's charged with burglary of a structure. And I previously found probable cause and set her bond at $1,000 with special conditions that she have no contact with the named victim, not return to the scene. And I will stay that and appoint the public defender to represent her. Waiving, thought so. Okay, Luis Ortiz Santos.
Outside medical?
Okay, then I will appoint the public defender's office to represent him. You said outside medical?
Mm-hmm. That's what she said, yes, ma'am.
Do we still appoint the PD?
Yes.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent him. Find probable cause, stay the $500 bond.
Waive.
He has 2 cases, Your Honor.
He has 2? Ah, that's on his burglary tools, and then he also has trespass after warning. I'll stay that $500 bond, find probable cause in that as well.
We'll waive on that case as well.
Appoint the public defender, okay. Down to the last stack. I'd rather have like 5 stacks than 1 giant stack. That's very intimidating. It's like- Mind game. Mhm. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Samuel Richardson, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Richardson, you were arrested and charged with driving while license suspended, 3rd or subsequent offense. Let's see. And I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. And I will set your bond on that at $500. And appoint the public defender to represent you. You're also charged with possession of cocaine with intent to sell within 1,000 feet of a school, park, church. Let's see. In this case, it's a school. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. And I will set your bond in the amount of $5,000 on that charge. I'll appoint the public defender on all charges. That is all.
Yep.
Sir, could you tell me your name?
Jonathan Torres, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Torres, you were arrested and charged with possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, a third-degree felony. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause for that charge. I'll set your bond at $1,000 on that. You're currently out on bond on a charge of no valid driver's license with a bond of $250, as well as a driving while license suspended with a bond of $500. I will revoke those bonds and double them. So on the no valid, it's now $500. On the Dwillis, it's now $1,000. All the same conditions. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
You got a boyfriend, right? Who was arrested?
Yeah, Jason Holiday.
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Megan West.
Okay, Miss West. You were arrested and charged with possession of cocaine, possession of fentanyl, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I have reviewed these charging affidavit, and I do find probable cause, and I will stay the bond on the possession of cocaine at $1,000, possession of fentanyl at $1,000, possession of drug paraphernalia at $100. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these cases.
Yana, would you be willing to do ROR? She doesn't have any Florida convictions or criminal history for Florida, and her significant other was also arrested, so she doesn't have anyone who can post her bond. She can't afford a bond either.
How long has she lived in Florida?
4 years.
State?
State doesn't have an objection to the reduction of the bonds, but we would be objecting a straight ROR.
You can do pre-trial release?
You don't qualify.
Ma'am, you don't qualify for pretrial release. Ma'am, I will reduce the possession of cocaine to $500, possession of fentanyl to $500, possession of drug paraphernalia to $100. So you have an $1,100 bond. Okay, that's as low as I'm willing to go, ma'am. Afford drugs, you can afford bond. If not, it goes poorly. All right, ma'am, could you tell me your name?
My name Doretha B. Williams, ma'am.
Okay, Miss Williams, you were arrested and charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle as well as possession of a controlled substance. And I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office. And on the grand theft motor vehicle, I'll stay the bond at $1,000, and on the possession of controlled substance, stay the bond at $150. And that is all.
You can't afford a bond, let your attorney know because you got a bill on bond, okay? All right, 200.
Thank you. Right.
You good? No, leave it up. You good.
All right. Ma'am, could you tell me your name, please?
Ayla Wright.
Okay, Miss Wright, you were arrested and charged with possession of cocaine, a third-degree felony. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause for the charge of possession of cocaine, and I will set bond in the amount of $1,000 and appoint the public defender to represent you. Ma'am, you also have an out-of-county warrant out of Osceola County that has a no bond status. This is for a failure to redeliver a hired vehicle charge that you failed to appear on. I'm going to stay the no bond status in that matter. All previous conditions apply. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that's all.
Osceola to file a bond motion with the judge. Who's in front of her. She's not the judge.
So,
Just reach out, have your attorney file a bond motion, okay? A bond.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon. Sir, could you tell me your name?
Anthony Taylor.
Okay, Mr. Taylor, you were arrested on a warrant for failing to appear for an arraignment on August 17th of this year. The charge is petty theft. And the bond that was set for you is $150. I will stay that bond. And let's see. So that was an arraignment, sir. Were you already appointed the public defender or no? Yes, no? No. And sir, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Okay. Do we have a Dwayne Vern Smith? Did he bond?
I believe he bonded. Ms. Harder? His inmate number is 22024292.
He bonded.
He bonded, okay.
Okay, that's fine. You understand? Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Danielle Marie Harger.
Okay, Ms. Harger, you were arrested and charged with trespass on property after warning, as well as resisting an officer without violence. Both are first-degree misdemeanors. And I've reviewed this. I do find probable cause for both counts.
Your Honor, Ms. Harger would like to enter into a plea today.
Okay,
Agreement is for count 1, adjudication of guilt, court cost, credit time served, no return of Circle K, and count 2, of withholding credit time served. And we'll be asking if you can convert the court costs. She's homeless.
okay. Ma'am, have you seen a plea form before, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
Honestly, I know I'm not supposed to answer. I've never been in trouble before, so.
Okay, well, have you read through a plea form, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol? Were you on a criminal probation at the time of this offense?
No.
And do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation?
I'm an American citizen.
Okay. Then to the charge of trespass on property after warning, how do you wish to plead?
No contest.
And to the charge of resisting an officer without violence, how do you wish to plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your pleas, find you're entering them freely and voluntarily, and on the trespass charge, I will adjudicate you guilty. On the resisting an officer without violence charge, I will withhold adjudication. I'll give you credit for the time that you've already served here in the Orange County Jail, order court costs, reduce them to a civil judgment. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. Okay, that is all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you, ma'am. Oh. Right. Of course, you're right. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Vernon Hinton.
Okay, Mr. Hinton. You were arrested and charged with assault on a firefighter as well as a charge of simple battery. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause on both of these cases, and I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Okay, and I will stay the bond amounts of $500 on each count. Special conditions that you have no contact with the named victims and possess no weapons. That's all. Did I appoint the public defender? I think I did.
It's me sleeping. I'm telling you, I'm homeless. I don't have nowhere to go. I just sleep. Same. Yeah, of course. You know. Thank you.
All right. Ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Spell your name.
My name is Kiana Hudson Reynolds.
Okay, Ms. Hudson, you were arrested and charged with trespass in an occupied structure.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause for this.
She'll be entering into a plea, Judge.
Okay.
Adjudication of guilt, court costs, credit time served, no return to the Dollar General. We'll be asking if you can convert the court costs.
Thank you.
She's homeless. And if you could not revoke her release, Judge, on the possession case, please, Judge.
Yes, please. I apologize for that. That was a total slip of the mind. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Ma'am, have you read through the plea form and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Were you on a criminal probation at the time of this offense?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation? All right, then to the charge of trespass, how do you wish to plea?
No contact.
Okay, I will accept your plea and I will adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the time you've already served here in the Orange County Jail. Order that you not return to the Dollar General store at 57 East Michael Gladden Boulevard. If you do, they're just going to call the police again. You don't want that,
I get it.
right? I'll order court costs, reduce them to a civil judgment. I'm going to take no action on your other case, but you do have court dates on your other case, so stay in contact with your attorney, all
Yes,
right?
Thank you.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
I try. Do I need one of those papers or no?
Good.
I'm good. Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
I'm so sorry. Durante Assad, Sadre Lewis.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, you were arrested and charged with petty theft, shoplifting basically, and resisting an officer without violence. And I have reviewed this and I do find probable cause in these matters, and I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, sir.
Your Honor, I'd just like to state that I did not resist anyone. I had no idea they were even after me until the young man came and kicked my back tire.
Okay, well, sir, I'm going to stay the bond of $500 on the petty theft charge, and I will reduce the bond on the resisting without violence to $250, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Thank you. All right, good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Elwood Smith.
Okay, Mr. Smith. You were arrested and charged with petty theft. Let's see. Okay, and I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. There it is. Okay, and I will stay the bond amount of $500 and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, sir. Okay? Also with a condition of no return.
Edwin Thomas is mental health.
Okay.
Judge, we'll ask if you can RR him on this case. He's actually been, in this felony case that he actually has to hold for, he has a comp status on 1031. He is he's represented by our office, and he has a court order eval with Dr. Orlander on 11/15, so it's currently a competency issue there.
So is a competency status before his appointment?
Yes.
Nothing's going to happen at that competency.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sympathetic, people who are out on bond, and I'm also sympathetic to the people at this store. So, now, I will appoint the public defender. I do find probable cause in these 3 different counts of, cases of, I guess, counts of petty theft. And I will stay the bonds of $250 per count. And I'm going to take no action on his out on bond status. So maybe Dr. Ellender can move up
Ms.
the
Waves.
appointment and come see him at the jail.
Okay.
Okay, that is, and I'll appoint the public defender. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Melvin Thompson.
Hey, Mr. Thompson. Yes. You have a new charge of resisting an officer without violence, a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail, up to a year probation, up to $1,000 fine. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause in this matter. And I will stay the bond at $500 on this matter. You're currently out on bond on a grand theft motor vehicle, possession of cannabis case, and carrying a concealed firearm case.
Your Honor, for the grand theft and the possession, no information is filed. So if you would be willing to stay that bond, information is filed on the carrying and concealed, though.
I'm going to stay all the bonds. I'm going to take no action on the out on bond status. Okay, it's Lawrence Gibbs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, sir, you are here on a violation of probation for a grand theft third-degree charge. And Judge Calderon set a bond at $5,000 on this, so I will stay your $5,000 bond. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you on your violation of probation, sir. That is all.
Yeah, don't bond out. Don't bond yet. You gotta wait.
And do we have a Lyra Sugal Acosta?
No, Your Honor,
He bonded.
He bonded? Okay, and Braulio Lopez?
What's the inmate number?
I don't know.
2202-4302.
He bonded.
Also bonded, okay. Can I have both of these? Much better than yesterday.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like it's a gift that it's It's not even 1 o'clock, yay. Okay, going off record.